Okay, so my name is Josh, and I am about ready to begin a 5-day fast. So, what does that mean? It means I'm going to eat nothing and only drink water for the next 5 days. It is currently 6:53, and I just finished eating dinner and having some treats and everything else. So, today is Saturday night. If this works out well, I won't eat again until Thursday night. So that's the goal, the 5-day water fast. I heard about this from listening to, there's a series out called The Real Skinny on Fat, and in there they had Dr. Pompa speak about extended water fast and the amazing benefits that it has. There's a book out by Dr. Fung that talks about it as well, but it supposedly has a lot of amazing benefits, and I thought I'm going to give it a try. The main reasons I want to give it a try is the main reason isn't weight, right? So I, at the beginning of this year, I was about 202 pounds. My pants were all not fitting, and I started doing keto in mid-January, and I got all the way down to about 175. So I lost about 25 pounds. I went on vacation for and fell off the diet for about a month, and I've been back on for several weeks, and I just weighed in at 179.6. So, I mean, it really isn't that much of a big deal. The weight thing, it's a nice benefit, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm already 20 pounds down. I'm at a weight that I haven't been since I was at college. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Yes, do I still have more weight to lose? Of course. And that'd be a nice benefit. But the biggest two reasons I'm doing it are, first, my cholesterol. So, in the beginning of the year, in January, I got my cholesterol numbers taken at work. And it basically, it was like my HDL was really low. It was like 16. My LDL was like 163, 170, right around there. My triglycerides were over 200. I showed them to my doctor, and she was about ready to prescribe me on heart meds. I'm only 34. And I was like, really? So that's part of the reason, I was 202 pounds, and so I started losing weight and getting down there. I got my cholesterol checked several months ago, and it's better. My HDL went up to 32, and my LDLs went up a little bit as well. But specifically that ratio between HDL and LDL got cut in half. It was 14, which was super high, and it went down to 7, which is still high. It needs improvement. My triglycerides went from over 200 to 106, so they almost got cut in half at that time. So I think I'm making good progress, but it's something I've never been able to do is get my cholesterol under control completely. So my big benefit, the big reason I'm trying to do this is to get my cholesterol under control. And if you read about the benefits of doing an extended 5-day water fast, it specifically talks about your HDLs kind of stay level, and your LDLs will go down, and your triglycerides should go down. So that's one reason. The second reason is, and Dr. Pompa and Dr. Fung both talk about the benefits of doing a 5-day fast on affecting cancer. So in my family, my aunt died of breast cancer, my grandpa died of colon cancer, and then grandpa on the other side has actually 3 different types of cancer right now. He has a skin cancer, and I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head. And I've actually already had a little spot of basal cell carcinoma on my back already. So I'm 34, and I've already had a spot of cancer, and I've got cancer on both sides of my family. So it's something that I'm concerned about. But Dr. Pompa talked about, when you go on this extended fast, your body will heal. You'll do a lot of things that will help you kind of cancer-proof. You'll never be cancer-proof completely, but do things that will really help you be less likely to get cancer down the road. So that's one of the reasons. So those are the big 2 reasons, to see if I can help improve my cholesterol and prevent cancer. Now, neither of those things I'll be able to measure every day, but that's the reason I'm doing it. Weight would be nice, but it's a side benefit. So I'm going to try this, and I'm going to report in here every day. If I don't actually if I end up posting this, it's because I was successful and did a 5-day fast. I'm not going to post this every day. I'm going to make this one long video, and if I finish it successfully, I will post it. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm starting an extended water fast Saturday night. It's 6:57 now, and we'll see how it goes. 5 days. All right, good evening. I have now completed day 1 of my planned 5-day water fast. It is Sunday night at 8:54, so a little bit over 24 hours now. And so far, it really hasn't been too bad. Have I wanted to eat? Sure. But, you know, not really because I've been hungry, but more just because that's what you do. I kind of, you know, I crave the food because I wanted to taste it, but if I actually feel, I'm not feeling hungry. So, that's not too surprising because I've done a lot of intermittent fasting. I've been doing that for the last week straight, so I'm, you know, used to only eating from 8-hour window, so not eating for 16 hours and then eating during 8 hours. So this is really only extending it 8 hours more than what I'd be used to. So far, not too big of a problem. I weighed in at 177.2, so 24 hours later, I'm down a little bit, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. Everything I've read means day 2 and day 3 will be significantly harder, so not looking forward to that. Also, after I get past the 30-hour mark, that's about the longest I've ever fasted in my life. I've never really fasted much more than that, so going from like 30 hours to 5 days is kind of crazy. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so today is Monday night. It is 8:12. And I have officially been fasting for over 48 hours now, so it's your second day completed. This is by far the longest time I've ever fasted in my life. I think the previous record was like 36 hours, so definitely more than I've ever done before. And for the most part, it wasn't too bad. Obviously, I've been hungry today, especially when I got home and there was dinner and I had to help like serve the kids food and stuff like that. So that was hard. You know, they tell you to stay away from food while you're doing these fasts, but you know, you have a family and you got to deal with it. But I didn't eat any food. The only thing I've been doing is just drinking water and mixing up some salt in my water, especially the Himalayan pink salts that's got some trace minerals in it that can help me just stay hydrated and have electrolytes. So that's what I've been doing so far. As far as exercise, I, you know, haven't been going to the gym or working out. I've been trying to make sure I've moved a lot. I walked for half hour over lunch, and I have a Fitbit, so I'm trying to make sure I hit at least 8,000 steps every day. So I'm not being sedentary, but I'm not like going on my way to run a half marathon or anything, or do any heavy weights or things like that. As far as I've been feeling, you know, hungry and maybe a little bit, you know, like kind of the feeling, maybe not dizziness. Maybe if I get up really fast, I can feel dizzy, but that only lasts for like a second or so. But for the most part, I've been feeling pretty good. I haven't been impaired at work at all. I've been able to do my job all day without a problem. Granted, I do sit at a desk, and I've also been able to be at home, be a parent, and really not be affected. I did wake up early this morning at like 5 o'clock, and I was, you know, felt well rested, and I forced myself to lay down and try to go back to sleep. But I definitely feel like I don't even necessarily need as much sleep. And the other comment that was funny was that my daughter came in and smelled my breath, and she's like, "Dad, your breath smells like acid." So definitely in ketosis, where your breath smells a little more like acetane. So there you go. So second day done. 3 more to go. We'll see if I can make it. Okay, so I've now officially completed 3 days of my extended fast. It is 8:18 p.m. and I started right a little bit before 7 on Saturday night. Today's Tuesday night, so yeah, 3 whole days. This is by far the longest fast I've ever done in my life. And it's been an interesting day. A couple things that are interesting to note. One, I noticed that my tongue was kind of getting some white junk on the front of it, and it was making, and I also had like a kind of metallic taste in my mouth. So I didn't bring my toothbrush, so I ended up just using paper towels from work and just kind of wiping my tongue during my break. So kind of gross, reading online, there was mixed opinions on why that happens, but mostly it was expected behavior. I just didn't realize that. What else was there for today? Oh, it's been kind of hard today. I've been a little bit hungry. Work hasn't been too bad. Worst part is I was at home, watering my yard in the garden. I have some fruit trees, and I noticed that there were some figs that were 100% ripe, and I went to just see if they were ripe enough, and they were. And so then I had to take these ripe, juicy figs with the fig juice on my fingers and like give them to my kids and give them to my wife. And so that was not fun. Happened to resist that. It looked so good. I just wanted to eat it. So besides those things, I've been doing good today. Still going strong. The only thing I've drank is water and mixed a little bit of the Himalayan salts in there. And 2 more days to go. So, oh, at my weight. I weighed in at 171.6. So 3 days ago I started this at 179 point something. And so that's over a 3 day period of time I've dropped significantly. So we'll see how this goes tomorrow. And I have noticed my clothes and everything is feeling very loose on me. So I guess that's expected behavior when you drop that much weight that quickly. But there you go. I've been able to concentrate fine at work, and I went on a walk today, just about ready to hit 8,000 steps, which is my goal for every day. So that's my update for day 3. Hello, this is Josh again. I've now completed day 4. It's 9:15, so I'm well over my 4 days. I weighed in this morning, or I just weighed in just now, at 170.4. So definitely dropped in the weight. As far as I had been told that it gets easier on the 4th day. I didn't really see that happening. Still, it's just as hard, and I had to run through a grocery store, pick up some stuff for the family, and that was not fun either. But I did it. I'm still sticking in, and tomorrow is the last day, and I'm looking forward to eating again. If anything, I'm feeling kind of like maybe a little bit crampy in my stomach. Not bad, just a mild thing that I've been noticing throughout the day. Doesn't seem too much of a problem. I haven't had any problems mentally. I'm able to focus and do tough assignments and one-on-ones and everything else at work that I do without any difficulty. So that's been good. Maybe a little bit lethargic today too, but I guess that should be expected since I haven't eaten for 4 days. But overall I'm there, I'm doing good, and I just got to go another 24 hours, less than that, and I will hit my 5-day water fast completed. So yay, I'm doing good, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well hello, this is Josh again. It is 6:55 on Thursday night. I started my fast Saturday night. I've now completed 5 days of water-only fasting. Kind of crazy. Previous to this, I'd only fasted for like 30 hours. Just 5 whole days. I'm really proud of myself. I'm excited, and I'm ready to go and eat some. I'm going to start off with bone broth, some yogurt, and maybe something else. I don't know. But I got to make sure over the next 24 hours I don't go crazy and eat a ton of anything. It's what Dr. Pompa said was only eat about 40% of your normal caloric intake in a day, your first day off of fasting, and try to make it soft foods, not to eat meat. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to control myself once I get to start finally eating. It's been hard, I'm not going to lie. But it's not quite as hard as I thought it was going to be, so that's some comfort. What else did I notice? I noticed, which I guess people seem to know, but I always lost most of my weight because I'd measured myself in the morning and right before I did this video each day. Oh, and by the way, I weighed in just now at 168.6. And so anyway, but my story, I noticed that I was losing weight mostly overnight. Like during the whole day, I'd lose like a half a pound, and then at night, and then I go to sleep, and then in the morning, I'd be 1.5 pounds lower, which is kind of interesting to me. I always thought that I thought you lost most of your weight because when you were eating, your body would digest or whatever. you'd use the restroom in the morning. And so I thought that once I cut out food, I would kind of lose weight at a steady state, but that's not the case. In a whole day's worth of time, I'd lose a half a pound, and then in 8 hours, I would lose a pound and a half, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe I'll have to do some more research. But anyway, that's the story. I've finished my 5-day water-only fast. I'm ready to start eating, and hopefully I'm receiving all the wonderful benefits besides weight loss. I have to check my cholesterol levels, and hopefully this will help me just be happier, healthier, better immune system, better digestion, and everything else. So that's my story. I'll wait. I'll dial in. I'll do one more video tomorrow to kind of let you know 24 hours after the fast how I'm feeling and how things are going. Thanks. Okay, this is Josh for the day after I've now completed my 5-day fast. It is 9:13 p.m. And I've got to eat food again. And let me tell you what, I really enjoy eating food. It has made eating food so much more pleasurable. Just anything, for the most part, has been nice. So what did I end up doing? So I tried to show some self-control, and I started off with bone broth, then I ate yogurt, and then my wife had made some keto bread, so then I ate that, and I didn't want to eat it all plain, so I put a little bit of peanut butter on it, and anyway, I ended up eating more than I should have. I tried to stay generally with the soft things, and for breakfast I had a smoothie, and for lunch I maybe introduced meat a little bit quicker, but for the overall I've been feeling great and my stomach's been able to handle it. I know Dr. Pompa said to more gradually go into food and do like 40% of your calories the first 24 hours that you would normally eat, then breaking it up to like 60-70%, and then the third day finally eating 100% you normally eat. Well, after not eating for 5 days, I didn't quite have enough self-control. I probably ended up eating about 60% of the calories I normally would eat on a normal day, maybe 70%. So I tried to show some self-control, and I did a little bit, but I, could only go so far. So, but yes, I'm back to eating food, and for the most part, I've been feeling fine. Tonight, some people needed help moving from church, and so I went and helped them. And I was going up the stairs and moving heavy things. I was able to do it, but maybe I felt a little bit more winded and like breathing heavier than I normally would have. So I don't think my body's completely back to normal. I believe it should be fine so that on Monday I can start exercising again. The only thing I'll mention, and it's kind of gross, so if you don't want to hear it, you can go ahead and turn off the camera, is that the first hour after eating again, I don't know what my body was doing, but it was trying to figure out how to digest again. And I'll just say I might have had some juicy farts, if you know what I mean. So I was, kind of worried about that. And so worried about that, I even brought an extra pair of underwear with me today to work, just in case. Luckily, I didn't need it, but I was a little bit worried about that. But over today, my body regulated out back to normal. So that's the story. I did my 5-day fast. I weighed in just now, just after I started eating, and so I ate dinner last night, breakfast, lunch. I ate dinner again, which was really good, and I weighed in at 170.2. So I went all the way down to 168, and now back up to 170, and so now I have food in me, so now it'll start working through the system, and I'm hoping that once I kind of level out within the next week or so, I'll kind of level out that low 170s and keep on doing keto and maybe kind of even it out right there at 170. So that's been going. This is my experiment with the 5-day fast. It was awesome. I'm glad I did it. I don't know if I ever felt, some of the articles say you feel like, oh, this incredible mental focus. It's normally not something I've struggled with even before I got on keto. So I don't know if I had any voila, I can focus amazingly. But I was able to work the entire 4 days, and only a few people even knew I was fasted. So I could say that was successful. I really hope I got the benefits out of it besides just losing some weight, but everything you read says that fasting can be extremely beneficial for you, and honestly, I'm just amazed at how awesome our bodies are. I mean, I didn't eat anything for 5 days. I thought I would have, when I was younger, in my teenager years, I would have for sure thought that would have killed me. And so I didn't eat anything for 5 days. My body functioned. I did all my normal stuff for the most part just fine. It's really quite amazing and a testament to how awesome our bodies are and how capable they are. And so glad I did it. I could see myself doing it again. One of the articles I read said, one of the guys said he was planning to do an extended fast once a year. And you know what? I think that's great. I'll probably target doing that. I don't know if I always will, but I know I can. And it was overall easier than I thought. Not easy by any stretch, but easier than I thought it would be. So there it is. That's my story with a 5-day extended fast. And if anybody watches this, thanks for tuning in. So not necessarily that y'all want to see me without my shirt on, but for comparison purposes, what I'm going to do every day is take a picture or take this video of me from different angles. And so if I can keep the tripod in pretty much the same place every day, then hopefully I'll be able to more accurately compare. So this is me not sucking in, not pushing out. I'll turn sideways. And so you got my awesome farmer's tan. Probably see the little scar on my back from where they removed that basal cell carcinoma sideways. And that's where I'm at. If I flex it all, you can see a little bit here. Definitely still got some belly fat, but that's okay. Like I say, I'm 20 pounds lighter, 22 pounds lighter than where I was at the beginning of the year. Anyway, I'll do that every day and see how it goes. Normal video. I'm curious to watch these because I don't know if I'm going to notice any difference. I really haven't from this perspective. Maybe all the videos together will. So not pushing in, not sucking out. Turn sideways. Go back. All right. Flex in. And there we go.